Fall wild fruits. So this is crabapple, not plum. I was thinking it was crabapple, but I wasn't sure. Still not quite ready, but it's what do you call that? Getting close to the end of August. Leave these for the things. So I took a bite out of this kind of nice little seed. Similar to an apple seed, but bigger. Cool thing is it's starting to, we call that sprout. There's a little root sticking out. So actually, I'm going to plant these. Wow, this focus, really? It's got a milk jug with some little teeth in it. A telescoping rod. Maybe 15 feet or so it extends, I can't remember. The muscadines. Like a hard, it's kind of like a hardy grape variety. But bigger. With a real thick skin and a lot of seeds. Tried biting into it and it squeezed out the center. Kind of see the seeds. Seeds are crunchy but bitter. Inside gray flesh. Very nice. Primrose. Cleaned out the flower beds for the season. All of those little black dots are primrose seeds. So, you know, just toss the whole primrose stalks, you know, with their seeds down here. Let's see if maybe they'll take over here. I'm not a fan of primrose. Crabapple. Not a fan of them because it's something. Crabapple. A little baby seed. Found a nice spot for it. Oh, because they're really big. They primrose blot out the sun. You wouldn't think it. I really don't want crab apples here, but I wouldn't mind if they were. So, because I had picked those, I might as well plant them. Maybe some baby crab apples. This will eventually be trees and things, fruit trees and things going along this border. But you know, crab apple, it's not really a good one, but it is a wild one. I can tell monarchs or viceroys fighting. Very nice. some wild grapes. A lot smaller than the one things, muscadines. But you know, a lot more clusters. Not as sweet either. Give them a toss. Some pretty big seeds. Raining good, raining good. August was. Yeah, so that was the crab apple right there. Muscadines right there. Grapes right there. Good variety. Maybe like a umbrella. $100-foot triangle each side. Windfall and persimmon. Not seeing any good windfall and ones. Too high up to reach with my stick. Let's see. Still a couple of them up there though. Hard to make them out. There they are. Drying off some logs. Yeah, they stay pretty wet with their bark on in the shade like that. Debark. A lot of salamanders down here. The first salamanders I've seen. 2 black ones, 1 orange one. It's got some good grooves. Little stream beds here and there. Basil balm. It's done flowering for the season. They do a lot of beautiful purple flowers. I don't got any footage of it in full beauties. Not, you know, it's kind of edible. Make a tea out of it. During the Boston Tea Party, they didn't have tea, so they used basil balm. Got a lot of it growing down here with some wild black-eyed Susans. I don't know what kind of plant this is. Who's got that? This is incredible. Look at that, they just fall right off. No particular smell. I'm gonna hold on to these. See what, grab some more. See if I can find out what this is, and then if it's something cool, plant these over by my place. Still not quite ripe. The pawpaws should turn yellowish around when the leaves are turning yellowish, and they're starting to turn yellowish. This one's got some stuff chewed into it. But I'm gonna cut it open. See what we got. Sounds like a pileated woodpecker. One of the foot-long ones. Not seeing it though. Too much color. Really big. Get into it. See what it tastes like unripe. Boy, that's nasty tasting. Tastes like just like a rind. It's got a lot of seeds. These seeds are hard to do. They gotta be like cool and humid and blah blah blah, very particular conditions in order for them to germinate. So I'm just gonna put them in the ground and see what they do. Some fall chicken of the woods. Or it looks like it from down here. Bracket fungus growing on a dead tree. Creamy underbelly. Orange top. Yellow. Chicken looking. Orange bands. Smells like a mushroom. Got a little dirty from dropping it, but I'm liking it. As a forager, you always bring bags with you in case you find something that looks good. Taco Bell bag. Put some some kind of red berries in my plastic bag. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna see if I can find out. It's kind of good putting mushroom in plastic so it doesn't get all mushy on you. So let it dry off a little bit, vent off a little bit, rather than sitting in a clump of moisture. So I like this one. It's high up on the tree. The only dirt on it is this dirt that it just got on it from me dropping it. Would have been nice if it was at hand level. But now we're just dreaming. Finding one that would be back to perfect spot. High up like that, it's not going to have pine needles growing through it. Or, you know, mushrooms will grow with debris. There's a piece of debris in them, just throw it all around them. The dust. That's enough for our pizza. Still got that one and that one. I want to put this in a log too. That other one that I got. Was slightly different color. You know, the coloration on it was a little abnormal, and you have variety. In all things you have variety. But then the food you get in the grocery store, they just, for starters, those are bred for consistency of, you know, shape and color and size. And then when there isn't abnormal one, the farmers discard it. You know, they turn it into a pulp or something. Because people won't buy it if it looks different than what they're used to seeing. It's normal that you get variety. Over here is the eagle's nest. And the eagles have quieted down a little bit. I don't really hear them all that often anymore. This spring they were vocal. Always making noises. Checked a couple of times since that spring video with the pair of them up there. I haven't seen anything, but mosquitoes are too thick down here to stick around for any period of time. That was a mosquito on the screen. I want to eat the camera. Oh, the nest is so big. Birds can be sitting in the middle of it, and you never even see the bird. So it could still be used, or it could be abandoned. There was a lot of heavy winds. Knocked over a lot of trees around here. And it may have maybe knocked their eggs out or something. So maybe they just moved on. Maybe they're getting too much harassment from the other eagles. The other eagles were harassing them. Now I'm gonna do some mushroom pizza. Hazelnuts just starting to come in. So it's normal to roast them, but I'm pretty sure you don't have to roast them. So I'm going to try one unroasted. Well, getting it completely clean is going to be a tricky one with just one hand. Yeah, I gotta crack it. Bit too rough to crack. Let's see what we got here. Hey, Mr. Armadillo. Lots of hazelnut. Well, my memory's gonna go, hey! He's just oblivious to it. Finally, he's like, hey, something's going on here. Got the rain coming in. They don't want to figure something's up. Got a deer. Very nice. Oh, my battery's dying, and this doesn't want to focus. Maybe a couple there. No, just one. Yeah. Hazelnuts. Some of the jewelweed. antiseptic or anti-inflammatory. So more medicinal than edible. Some of the Heal-All. Kind of antibacterial or something. Sour cucumber. They kind of look like a watermelon. Before they ripen. And then when they ripen, they turn real dark green. And they got like a sour cucumber-ish taste. More like a normal cucumber. But a little sour. Pretty good. Small. But nothing seems to eat them. These, on the other hand, the ground cherries, they just get eaten out by bugs. Everything loves these ground cherries. Really hard to find. Glow of the light. So beautiful. It does look kind of nice. But here's some ground cherries that haven't been eaten. They should turn orange. They're in these little husks, kind of like little tomatillos. And it should turn orange when it ripens. This plant had already pretty much died and dropped these. And you would think at that point it should be ripe, but it could just be the dry weather. Raining now, but it hadn't really rained much at all before this. Some ground cherries. Another nice, well edible. The meat inside the hazelnut. Nut crack. This one's split in half. Not bad. So you normally roast these. And I guess kind of like I did with the chickpeas. Maybe put them in the pan in the solar oven, or actually put them in a pan or a pot over a fire would be better. But plain unroasted, a very mild flavor, almost flavorless, but with like a slight nuttiness to it. Nice and like kind of crisp and crunchy, almost. Hazelnuts. Once this thing ripens, and the pawpaws ripen, these should be nice. If it's really like a mix between a banana and a mango. Let's see how it goes. Pawpaw taken apart. It's got a lot of seeds in there. And these are big seeds. Like lima bean size seeds. Maybe a little bigger than lima bean. Longer. So I'm going to plant these just willy-nilly along kind of the edge of the where I was growing the wheat, the top terrace. So I'm going to plant that one whole and see just if anything sprouts, you know. I won't be here to see it, but in the years to come, You know, I know how the pawpaw tree looks, so I'll know if one of them sprouted or not. And then that'll be an official fruit tree. A really long ferment. 36-hour ferment, maybe, or something like that. So that's got some brown sugar in it. You can smell the alcohol in the bag. You know, it's just pretty potent. Spread out, letting it rest for a little bit while I cut up the mushroom. So actually, these berries are green dragon berries. Really not useful, green dragon. You can, you know, dry it or cook it or whatever, you know, but otherwise it's poisonous. So I'm just going to scatter these around. It does look cool, the plant. The plant looks nice, you know, so it's decorative, but not really edible. I was hoping it would be. The mushroom. Chicken of the woods. This one has some mold. Yeah, so you know, this was in the Taco Bell bag for a day and a half. It's got a little moldy. And I'm gonna clean up and cut. I'm gonna get rid of this piece. Put it in a log. You know, break it up and put it with the log sawdust. Clean up this. See what it turns into. Cleaned up the chicken out of the woods. I guess I should say another good way of identifying, important way of identifying, is spore prints. But you know, I never even talk about it because it's a hassle. You know, it's kind of a, if it were a very similar looking mushroom, you know, you'd want to do spore prints. But this is like the only thing that looks like this, you know, just a visual inspection is all you need because it's kind of, you know, the only thing like it. Anyways, gave it a rinse, trim. The rest of the bits of it, I'm putting in a log. I don't know, maybe some kind of a cherry log, you know, like toke cherry or something. Never know. Mushroom. Lard, some salt, pepper, fair amount of pepper, and fair amount of liquid smoke. Fry that up. Need some more salt. Not too much. It doesn't taste bad. For being a mushroom, and more smoke. Being a mushroom, it actually tastes pretty good. Let's see if I can make it a little better. Touch more salt, touch more smoke, and it seems like it would be right there. Some sausage. Tastes nice. I was gonna see if I needed to season it. Country sausage, mild flavor. Kind of like a breakfast sausage. I'm gonna give it some more. Doing cardboard because it's rainy, sticks are wet. Give it a little more chopping and cookings. 4 slices of Cotto salami. Cut into little squares. I'm giving it a fry. Kind of making them like a bacon, you know. Large green pepper, yellow onion. Some smoky chicken of the woods mushroom. And some mild country sausage. Four avocado salami slices, squared, diced, and crisped. This is extra mushrooms and sausage. I was gonna leave it out and just use this on the pizza, but this is gonna be way too. And I was gonna can that. This is gonna be way too many ingredients to put on just 2 pizzas. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that in with this and kind of mix all this up and then just can the rest of it that I don't use. That's a heavy pizza, a lot of toppings. Like a half pound of mozzarella alone. So the mushrooms and the meats were pre-cooked. And pre-cooked the dough lightly. Pre-cook it. I pre-cooked the dough so it doesn't get soggy. You kind of see there's a lot of moisture from the onions and green peppers. Second dough. It's been resting on the pan for a few hours, so it's probably sticking at the bottom. And I've left it rest uncovered, so this top portion is dry. So I'm going to give it an initial cook. I did a cornmeal, floured and cornmeal, but you can see right there, it would have been sticking. This is not normal, but this is what you do when you're just doing it a made up style. Slip that in the oven. Put this on top. The heat. Give it a lid. I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes. Should have poked some holes. It's got a real big bubble right there. So that was long enough to clean up one of the trays. I'm making 2. Got this. My toppings. Give this a full coat. Those little squares. Green pepper. Onion. Sausage. Avocado. Mushroom. Still got all that left. That's a lot. I've had some black-eyed peas in the solar oven the last few days. It's been cloudy, so they really haven't cooked. But they may have. You never know. I'm going to do the last of the sauce, last of the toppings with those black-eyed peas. Put them in some jars, canning jars. Put those jars in the solar oven. This is some mozzarella shredded. Shredded on that little potato shredder. You see how wet it is? I like doing a second layer of cheese to glue all the toppings down. I just gotta get away from that fire. It's got some of the, brine. So you kind of make mozzarella. Put the rennet in the milk till it curds up, and you just kind of over a particular heat. With it. With it over a particular heat, kind of work it with your hands. Oh, I got Little Caesars too. Nah, this is the first one I did. Some nice charring and all that. Dripping off some juices. It's not into my bag yet. Oh, never mind. There it is. So I'm going to move this. That's going to be for tonight. Got it in there so it doesn't get soggy. You kind of breathe a little. And then the one out on the oven, I'm going to be eating right away for breakfast and lunch. Last of the pizza toppings with the black-eyed peas that I had, a half pound of black-eyed peas that I had just sitting in a pot in the solar oven. Maybe like 90 degrees, maybe like 120 degrees or something it was. Not enough to boil it, but enough to soften them. That's the last of the wood from both pizzas are done. That's the wood that's remaining. So I'm giving it a simmer. And then I'm going to put it in some jars. Jars like that. Tastes good. But it could use a little more like salt and things, So this is like Brucified Philly Boy J Creole seasoning. I kind of added these back things, and I may not have had everything that was in, his thing. So I put it in a bigger jar because, with that mix, it takes up too much room to fit in a little jar. But it's very nice Creole seasoning. It's not salty, like Tony Chachere is like half salt. This isn't, So that was maybe like 2 or so tablespoons. I'm just going to mix that in. Kind of wet canning them initially, water bath canning. It's kind of like a double boiler. That's just doing a slow burn down. And once it gets sunny out, so this is kind of so they don't go bad during this cloudy weather. Once it gets sunny out, so it should be pretty well preserved inside there, I would think. Most of the bad stuff is dead. But the beans probably need more cooking still and all that jazz. So once it gets sunny out, put those in the solar oven. It's like water droplets from the rains. And then half of a pizza makes a meal. I'm impressed. So much toppings on this. That's a lot of toppings. By far, my favorite Supreme Pizza. You know, can't even taste. I didn't even bother with the olives because I don't like olives either. But then the mushrooms, you can't even taste the mushrooms. It's just a bunch of different flavors. You know, refreshing flavors all mixed together. Yeah, so definitely a good way to eat mushrooms and chicken of the woods is mixing it in a pizza, giving it that salt, pepper, liquid smoke, you know, and then mixing it in a pizza.